I've been hoping.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Fancy Football, the football fans channel. And this is our preview of the 2023 AFCON Finals between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire, rather Ivory Coast, as they want to be called. Um, we will look at this match today, and we'll also take a dive at the third place match, which is, I think, for some persons, it's not consequential to what will happen in the final, but with what we will have in the final. We'll talk about it. We'll look at the Eagles, we'll look at the Elephants, and we'll have our say at the end of the day. To talk about this with me is no other than the sport bishop or the sport prophet, Nonso Adedeji. Nonso Adedeji, good evening, and how are you?
Good evening. Thank you for being part of our show. I'm thanking you right now. Don't mind me. But it's good to be here again. Let's talk sports. I'm enjoying.
Let's talk sports.
The
Let's talk
actually,
football.
the AFCON has been fantastic, and you know,
Absolutely.
and when I said Nigeria will get to the final after I watched them play at the group stages, a lot of people came for my neck. But voila, look at where we are right now. One match away from being crowned.
Oh,
Tell you, really exciting times. Just earlier today, let me just get out of the box. Just earlier today, the Falconets were 6-0 better than the CIR, South African Republic, earlier today. 12-0 it ended on aggregate. Our under 20 are already through to the under 20 World Cup. Our Falcons are through to the Nations Cup and also trying to qualify for the Paris Olympic. And now the Super Eagles in the final of the AFCON. See, it's a good time to be a Nigerian if you're a football fan. A good time to be alive, absolutely. We had our fair share of heartbreaks, but right now it's a great time if you're a fan of Nigerian football because everything seems to have had a turnaround under the leadership of Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusso, if you ask me. Great time to be a Nigerian, absolutely.
great time to be a Nigerian, and good to see that a lot of things are happening around Nigerian football. Um, I just hope that it continues like this and we continue to build on it.
Absolutely.
Even our age grade footballs, we continue to build on it. As the Super Eagles are
Yeah.
progressing, we also have this whole
Younger guys.
um, um, good news from elsewhere. Okay, you all know why we are here. Let me use the word.
Yeah.
You all know why we are here. Um, Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire. You can go to our website, www.fancyfootball.com. You see our write-up, our post on the two countries and their way to the finals. We know that Nigeria qualified second in their group,
Yeah.
uh, behind the Thunders
Equatorial
of
Guinea.
Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah.
We know that the Ivorians, the same thing, qualified in that same group, but as the best loser, to be frank, on the best as fourth on the best losers table, because the Ghanaians couldn't really keep their own at the end of the day, allow the Mozambique to equalize 2-2. We also know that in the round of 16, Nigeria demolished. I will use that word, demolished Cameroon. They demolished, even though the scoreline was 2-0, but they outplayed the Cameroonians from start to finish. Ademola Lookman also scored a brace in that match. We also know that that the Senegal, the Ivorians just they just sneak in towards the end. 5 minutes towards the end, they got a penalty against the defending champion Senegal, and they scored, and that was and they managed to take that game to the final to the penalties, and they won. Good for them. We go back to the Nigerians again in the quarterfinals. We saw them against Angola, and they went two go. They went. They beat the Angolans by 1 goal to 0. But we expected more from them, more goals from them. At the end of the day, it, that's where they stopped. 1-0. It was enough for them to qualify for the semi-finals. We know what happened to the Ivorians as well. This is what happened to the Ivorians. They went to do that semi-final match against Mali, thinking that they will outplay the Malians. The Malians, at the beginning of that match, the Malians got a penalty. They played that penalty and they lost. The Ivorians got a red card, and they remained in that game. They fought, fight, fight in that game. They kept on until the 90th minute. They got an equalizer from Adinga and took the game to extra time. And in the 120 minutes, they got another goal again. They went on, they celebrated. That was good. In those two matches I just mentioned for the Ivorians, they were not fantastically good. We all know that. They were not good. Let's tell ourselves the truth. But they had the fire in them, and they stayed in that game. And at the end of the day, they emerged victorious. We went to let's look at the semi-final. Nigeria played South Africa, scored courtesy of Captain Fantastic 2 second, which news from Saudi Arabia. I think we can look at Fabrizio. I'm not advertising Fabrizio Romano, but there's a piece, there's a tweet from Fabrizio that clubs in Saudi Arabia are eyeing William 2 second. But the guy is really doing well in Greece where he is now, where he's
Yeah,
playing.
in
He's doing
Barcelona.
fantastically well. In short, they are there. Yes, they are there at the top of the league, trying to see if they will win the league this season. So I think it's good. It's good. It's a good goal for him. I think he has paid his dues. Then we all thought that Nigeria has won the match after Victor Osimhen scored, and there was a VAR review, and the reverse was the case. Every Nigerian was disappointed. What happened at the end of the day? A penalty to South Africa because Alassane Yusuf was adjudged to have fouled the number 10 guy. What's his name? Besitao.
Yeah,
They scored the penalty through uh,
Chebo
their
Okpena.
midfield, through Mokoena, the midfielder there, and Nigeria was a little bit shaky, but they maintained their composure and took the match to extra time. The extra time, they got chances upon chances. They just couldn't really finish it. South Africa got a red card in the second half of that extra time. And what happened? The match went on penalties. And people were saying that it is crazy that if Nigeria think they will win the penalties against a keeper that has, for the first time in the history of football, kept out 4 penalties in a match. And all
Out
of
of
us will
five.
say,
Yeah,
okay, yes, and all of us say, okay, no problem. Let's go, let's see. And to behold, it was Nwabali, Stan Nwabali that stood out because sometimes there's a difference between um a Nigerian being there because Nigeria have been there and Cape Verde has not been there. That's the difference between Nigeria and these two the Cape Verdeans. You have professional footballers that have played their plight at the highest football leagues in Europe, and it's kudos to them. It came in despite the penalties. It was 4-2, and Nigeria won. And today, Nigeria in the Super Eagles are in the final. Okay, let's look at the Ivorians. They went on. I think the Ivorians against DR Congo was. I think the DR
yeah,
Congo. If you watch that match,
yeah.
DR Congo respected the Ivorians very, very well in that match. I must say it.
Too much.
They respected the
Too
Ivorians very
much.
well. Look at the way
In the, in the first half, they could have
they
beaten
made
the ball by 10 years.
exactly look at the way they allow Sebastian Hele shine in that match. To be frank, look at the way they allowed him shine in that match. A very good defense a very good defense, a very good team will not allow Sabasene even close to the ball. He was having chances upon chances until he scooped the last one that lobbed the keeper into the net. But that's good for the Ivorians. It's a good one. They deserve the victory, and they are in the final too. Now we are meeting there for the second time. This is a different ball game entirely about what happened in the group stage. They will want to come out fire blazing because they are playing at home, and the Eagles know that getting the first goal in the final matters most, and it's so crucial. The Eagles can defend. The Eagles can defend. According to some analysts, that for the first time in almost 10 hours, that the Eagles' defense was breached. I won't see that as being breached because it was a penalty. It wasn't really an open play goal, an open play goal for the South Africans. South Africans tried to breach that defense several times, but they couldn't. It was a careless play from Alassane Yusuf that brought the South African level. If not so, I think we could have just ensured that match could have been done and dusted in 90 minutes without even going to extra time and penalties. So, what's your take about this breakdown I've given you from the Nigerian side and from the Ivorian side?
First of all, I would like to say everybody should go and read that piece at fancy.com. Please go read. I think he just gave you a rendition of what was in that piece, but you better go and get in-depth knowledge of how the both teams got to the final and how dramatic it was for both teams to get there. But that said, I think we need to be sincere with the fact that the Cote d'Ivoire team are a very lucky side. They are the luckiest of teams ever to have played at the African Cup of Nations, because it has never been said that a team who finished as the best loser has got to the final of any competition. And so if they are thinking that, oh, they are the host, they can't lose a final cup, then they come to bust their bubble, they will not be the first team or host in an AFCON competition to lose a final. Nigeria did that in 2000 when we lost to Cameroon. Remember when Nigeria played in Lagos at the Surulere Stadium, the national stadium in Surulere, there is the Lagos. So they wouldn't be the first to lose the final hosting it. So my take now, I think Cote d'Ivoire are very lucky to be here where they are. To be sincere with you, apart from the fact that we're quite lucky in the quarterfinals of that encounter against Mali, I think the DR Congo over-expected them. They were by far the second best team in that first half, especially even at the start of the second half. Because if DR Congo had played to their strength, and unfortunately their injury to the Kakuta did not happen early in that game, they would have had their few, because they looked awful again. See, I know people say, oh, they're in the final, you can't use the word awful for them, but I tell you, if you want the Cote d'Ivoire team, especially in the first half, I think if you watch them in the whole tournament, you realize there's one thing about the Cote d'Ivoire team. They are very poor starters. They always have a terrible first half. And for teams who want to have a good go at them, like Equatorial Guinea, all you need to do is promote them in the first half. And the second half will become more or less formality. When they begin to chase the game, they begin to leave loop, like Equatorial Guinea did against Cote d'Ivoire. When they score that goal, they begin to chase the game. They got to leave loophole at the back. And you know what that means. You just have to exploit it. They're very bad starters. I think Pessoa has what the AFCON, what they'll be telling his boys to start on the right foot, to start on the front foot, have a go at this Cote d'Ivoire team, because they are very slow starters. But when they grow into game, and if you allow them to grow into the game without hurting them, then it can be very dangerous. They can take the energy of the crowd and then power you and suppress you. And that's what they did to DR Congo. They were by far the second best team in that encounter. But unfortunately, football is a cruel game, like I said. When you create chance and you don't take them, you get hurt. I think, see, it's a miracle. I don't know. They need to write an epistle how they got here. Like you said, they were beaten by Nigeria, beaten by Equatorial Guinea. Only victory was against Guinea-Bissau. They struggled in their knockout stages to beat away Senegal. They were quite lucky not to have conceded the penalty to Ismail Assar. And then when they played against Mali, we saw that Mali had the knife and the yam, but they were just chopping. They couldn't chop the yam. The yam was, maybe the knife was a bit blunt, you know. They tried their best, and then history happened. How do you consider going in the 90th minute of play from Simon Adingra, and then consider go again the 120 minutes of play? The neutral will say maybe the god of soccer was smiling at Cote d'Ivoire on that night, but it's at the end of the day, you can't have you can't be a man up. Exactly, absolutely. You can't be a man up, have a penalty, you know, create all these chances and not yet win a game. So I think Mali should be licking their wounds and be costing their luck because I think they were the architect of their own failure.
Yeah.
So for me, I think Super Eagles shouldn't be heading into that game with so much fear. For the first time in a very long time, I'm not even scared of the Cote d'Ivoire. I know you say, oh, under the new manager Emerson Faye, who has been talking tough. Don't forget, he was a player at the under 17 level when Nigeria beat them 2-1 in the days of this man, Okpabumi. Remember that year? It was in 2007 when Nigeria beat them by 2-1 in the first game of the group stages. And we went ahead to lose to them in the final by 3-0. Remember? So he said that in his press conference that he's banking on maybe that is destiny. If it could happen to him as a player, maybe it could happen to him as a coach when they lose to Nigeria in the group stage and then he wins in the final. He's been talking how well his team will be prepared for that game. That he has to go and watch that game over and over again. But the truth remains, you cannot turn a bad team to a great team overnight. It takes a miracle. I think the only thing that works for this Cote d'Ivoire team is the fact that they are fighters. They put all their energy to make it happen. They fight. Like I said, the only advantage, like I said in the round of 16 quarterfinal, the only way Cote d'Ivoire can get the result is if they fight. I think if you go toe to them tactically and man to man, the Super Eagles are far superior. Except in the midfield, which we already know already, and we boycott that midfield game. We have decided that Nigeria, forget about the midfield. We have boycott for the sake of this AFCON 2023. We have boycott the midfield. It's now defense and attack. So I think that's what it is for me. So I just shouldn't be scared. I'm not scared. To be very sincere with you, for the first time, I'm very optimistic. And especially as I go to the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Ebimbe at the outskirts of Abidjan and get a massive result, even in 90 minutes. Because I trust the Super Eagles. First of all, we know the Super Eagles are very good starters. We've seen that in the AFCON. They start the game on a very high note. They try to score first, and then when they score first, in Igbo, I'll use Igbo right now, they quechiri. That is, they cover up their back line. They leave no room for errors. So I think I'm very optimistic that these boys can go. See, it's doable. I must give kudos also to the coach of interim coach of Ivoria, Faye. I think he will get the job permanently after this AFCON. I think he should. For the fact that he has been able to, like I said, the mixture of the old and the new. If you realize that before the sack of the coach, Lasset Garcet, the so-called big names, the players who are vastly experienced in the team, were not having a run out. The likes of Nicolas Pepe were having limited time. Mas Grande hadn't kicked a ball. Joan Seri, this man talking about Sergio Rey has been a beat part player as well. So to me, Nigeria shouldn't be scared. I know they've got the mixture of experience, but come on, we've got our own players who can hold them. In our own youthful team, which I think is an advantage to us, there's experience in the youth. Heracho is not very old, he's very experienced. Osimhen is not very old, he's very experienced. You have Ademan Lukman playing the top leagues in Europe. You have Samuel Chukwueze or Bobby Simon, who has been there for a very long. You will be surprised that someone has been playing with the Super Eagles for over a decade. If you can remember, he was also playing with the Super Eagles when Victor Bezu was still playing for us, remember? And John Obi Mikel. So he's been there for so long a time as well. So there's experience in that team. The backline has shown that they are solid. Like you said, apart from the first game, they have not considered from open play. The combination of Calvin Bassett and Logo Ajayi, and of course, Echo have been solid. We hear that Sanusi, saying Sanusi has returned to training, but it's still a major doubt for that game against Cote d'Ivoire on Sunday. But whether he's not there, you saw that Bright Hussein Samuel came in and he did so well. Ola, to me, I don't think I fancy him as a left back. Because of the fact that he has to always go to his left. Though he gave him a good account of himself, he gave him some crosses with his left foot that was very tantalizing and for lack of words, very delicious. But as you could see that as a left back, he was trying too hard. That delivery wasn't there. So I don't know what he could maybe play. I don't know why he hasn't played Bruno Yemechi. The boy did so well in the qualifiers where he was invited, did well at the friendly games, and unfortunately he hasn't had a minute in the AFCON. So I think for me, the coach already need to work on who to play at left back. Should he stick with Olaino at right back and give Bruno Emechi a run out, or would he have to play Olaino at left back and allow Bright to say somewhere to start the game? We'll wait and see. But to me, I'm very confident. I heard from Stanley Wabali Bobo, like he loves to call himself, when he was asked about the criticism about some people who feel he has not been tested, e.g. me. He said to him, he sees it as motivation, which is good for him. I think the boy needs to stay humble, stay calm, keep one game at a time. I don't think he's there yet, not in the level of Vincent Iyama or maybe Ikeshiro or Kali Keme. but the
He
boy can
knows that. He
come
knows
good.
that. I think
I
he knows
listened to our
that.
coach who was giving a wrong. Exactly. You need to stay humble. I think I was hearing our coach about Jose Pesero, Jose Dos Santos Victor Pesero was saying that he was giving a long rendition trying to praise the Chipa United team for Stanley Wabali. But this was a man who was always stubborn with Francis Zoho. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But I think the Super Eagles should come into that game with so much zest, so much belief. It's very doable that they can. We see it's very overconfident. If there's any word like that, maybe I shouldn't be because they say overconfidence kills the cat. They say cat they jump tree, now because at the top three way near. If three is far, if you jump, you go fall, crash head for ground. You know, as we say it's in Nigerian local palace. So for me, it's doable. The Cote d'Ivoire team looks beatable. All Nigeria needs is a fast start. If they get a fast start, get an early goal, it will capitulate and decimate all the plans of Cote d'Ivoire. They will they will not be forced to come out and play football. And when they come out, they will leave loopholes at the back, and it could be a mauling. If Nigeria gets an early goal, I foresee a high score line for the Super Eagles. But like I said, I'm not scared. The Cote d'Ivoire come into that game as underdogs, which is a bad thing. They've got their fans behind them, but I think the Super Eagles, as the tournament has gone by, they have improved, they've gotten better, and they seem to have found a formula that has kept teams away from scoring goals, especially from open play.
Okay, let's look at tactics now. So, how do you expect the Ivorians to approach this match compared to the first match they encountered the Eagles? How do you expect them to, or the same? They will go the same way they did in the first match, because you knew that match they were favorite in that match.
But I don't think so.
They were favorite in that match. They were favorite
Exactly.
in that match.
I don't think they'll play 4. Yeah.
So go ahead.
I think they'll play 4-3-3 formation. Let me sincere. Or 3-4-3 formation. Why do I say so? You know, it depends. Under Emerson Faye, he hasn't been. We can't say this is the formation he wants to play. He plays according to the strength of the opposition he's got. Or against the AFCON, he played with a 4-man defense with Willy Boli and of course Ndika at Diakite, Sejna Ore, I beg your pardon. We're missing the services of Kusunu and of course the midfielder, solid midfielder. I'm trying to remember his name right now. The Kwame. So the fact that he was missing these 4 players gave him didn't give him the luxury of playing 3 at the back. So he had to play with Willy Boli and Ndika. But now that Yusunu is returning back, I want to see what he's going to do with the back line. Whether he will play 3-man defense with Singo alongside and play Sergio Rea or play a 4-man defense. But I think he would set up in a 3-4-3 or a 4-3-3. I presume a 3-4-3 because he would want to respect the Super Eagles and the attacking prowess of Victor Osimhen, Adema Lukman, and Simon Moses. So I think he will try as much as possible to show up at the back. But I think what he wants to do is what makes the game very physical. That's what the Spanish has to watch it. They have to avoid getting into tackles, getting frustrated, get into fisticuffs, get into a bus stop, because that will be the target of the Cote d'Ivoire. To avoid Nigeria playing their fluid football of counter-attacking football, their quick transition from defense to attack, and getting them to go physical. You know, Adema Lukman is not the most physical of players. Osimhen is not fully fit. We saw him in the last game. He looked a bit tired and jaded after that abdominal discomfort. It wasn't his best of performance, but he got there at the end. Even the coach had to change him and get Terry Murphy. So for me, avoid the physical challenges. It was not necessary. When they come physical, play tactical. Keep the ball on the ground. Try and move the ball quickly. Use the pace and the power of Victor Moses and of course Victor Moses. And I'm not forgetting the man I love so much, Moses Simon. Sorry, Simon, I beg your pardon, and I don't know look back. Victor Moses is retired for crying out loud. Simon has been very immense. His speed and his power and his precision, you know, that's what I think we should do. But I think they'll set up the 3-4-3. Will respect Nigeria, and they'll try to use the pace of Max Grandel and of course Nicolas Pepe, the trickery of Nicolas Pepe. Not forgetting the height, very key. The height of Sebastian Hele, because I think he will start the game. And his hold-up play, he knows how to bring in other players to play. So they need to watch it. Whenever he holds the ball, I feel that he doesn't bring in the likes of Nicolas Pepe, the likes of Max Grandel, the likes of Simon Adingra, the likes of Jeremy Poker into the game. Because that's what he does. His hold-up play is fantastic, and that's what worked for Sebastian Hele. Apart from his goal scoring abilities, his hold-up play is also fantastic. So I think they will come with a 3-4-3 formation. using the, like I said, the pace of those two. And again, their injury will always has to be Ibrahim Sangare, Frank Kesse, and of course Jean Seri, and not forgetting the fourth midfielder, and the most important of all, Seko Fofana. He always is in everything good coming from Cote d'Ivoire comes from him. So the injury is their midfield as always, like we knew from the start of the tournament. But the good thing about it is that they've added experience in their wings. I talked about the trickery of Pepe, and of course the experience of Max Grandel, and don't forget the hold up and of course the finishing of Sebastian Hele. So they could be a handful, and we all know that strength will be in the midfield. If Nigeria can cut off the midfield and go like I say, bypass the midfield and go long to the wingers, we could still hurt them like we did in the group stages where we won by a goal to nil. For Nigeria, typical, I don't think we need to overthink it. Are you overthinking, Mr. Philip? I don't think you are either. Just a 3-4-3.
I'm not. I'm not actually. We know how they will set up in that match.
Absolutely. 3 at the back. I can put it like the starting level for you. It will be Frank the Tank. Oh, the Tank. What a player as a holding midfielder. The 3 midfielder, either you go with Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Ademola Lookman, and Osimhen, or was Simon Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen. Only time will tell, but I think 3-4-3 formation, compact in defense, covered, in short, very, very unforgiving in defense, and then of course the pace and power of our strikers. That's where I just set up. And again, but I think what's going to be important for Nigeria in that game is the fact that they have a quick start, a head start. Take the game to Cote d'Ivoire. When you get the first goal, what do? You decimate their plan. Secondly, the most important one, you silence their energy tank, which is the crowd. Yeah. And then you go for the juggernaut, the spoiler, the sucker punch, and the rest is history.
Okay, that's how the two teams will set up. Let's go back and look at team news. Let's look at team news, and let's see who will be available for this match. It's just so glaring that both teams are ready for this match. Yeah, it's really glad that both teams are ready for this match, but let's see what will happen at the end of the day. Okay, with respect to team news for the team, team news. Okay, for the semi-final match between Nigeria and South Africa, Victor may have been past fit to play in the final. So that we know he has been past fit to play in the final. And hopefully we'll see him in that final. Hopefully, playing against the Lions. The Elephants of
Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes, we'll see him playing against. So, though I think we know what happened in the match against South Africa, he couldn't really make it. He couldn't really travel with the team at first. But he later joined them because of the abdominal discomfort he was having in that match. For the likes of Ola Aina, Moses Simon, Kevin Bassi, they were a booking away from the final, but none of the trio was cautioned against that. I think we've been very lucky when it comes to discipline and fair play in the AFCON. We've been very. I don't think we've been lucky.
I don't think we've been lucky. We've been disciplined. We have been disciplined. For the first time, we have been defending well. No, it's wanted to defend very haphazardly like the Cote d'Ivoire team. Where a lot of them are picking up yellow cards here and there. But we're defending. We're not. See, we understand the art. Defending is an art. The way attacking is an art. Defending is an art. Taking the ball off the opposition without fouling him. And that's why coming look at it. That is why Plus Ekong could pull that guy down towards the end of that game against South Africa, because he was cut free. He pulled him down. That's supposed to look at in how many games he played for Nigeria, because he knew that we called about taking one for the team. See, defending is an art. You know when to take a card and when not to. And I think kudos have to go to Pesero. Like I said, if there's anything I know about Pesero, he's got a defensive plan for Nigeria, but unfortunately, he doesn't have an attacking plan for us.
He has both of them. The defensive plan is the attacking plan. Let's just go with it like that. The defensive plan of Pesero is his attacking plan. Just let's leave him. As long as he gets us the results. His defensive plan, people will agree with it. Even you will agree with this statement. Yes, his defensive plan is his attacking plan. You defend well and you attack. I think I was listening to Collins.
Absolutely.
I was listening to Collins on ESPN, and he said he never imagined that the Eagles. Well, he knows the Eagles as an expansive team. We all know the Eagles as an. He said he never imagined that the Eagles would defend like this.
Yeah.
He said he has in his lifetime, and all of us are here. From 1994, the Nations Cup to 1994 till date, we've never seen an Eagle team that defend like this. You know what I'm talking about. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is an Eagle team that can defend. So and Nigeria in the continent of Africa is the best tournament team. Let's irrespective of what happened in the last AFCON. They are the best tournament team. How many semi-finals that they've had?
16 from 16 from 19.
So you can imagine. So Nigeria is the
16 semi-finals from
19. Exactly. So let's just forget about what is really good. We with the number of semi-finals that we had, at least we could have won eight of this Nations Cup. Out of these semi-finals that we've had 8, but we ended up winning 3. I think
Abby?
At the end of the day, yes. But that is football. That is football for you. So it is really good. Okay, for the Ivorians, they have Sapasayele back feet and firing. Brighton Simon Ladinga also will play alongside him. The likes of Sojore and what's the name of that defender? Odino Kosunu and the will be back from suspension. So let's see how the Elephants will shape up. Okay. We'll come back to our predictions. So get ready for your crystal ball, please, and come back to your predictions. We'll come back to your predictions. So let's see how your crystal ball will. Let's look at head to head. Head to head, I think between the two teams, Nigeria, I think is much more. Almost 28 times these two teams have met. Nigeria has won it in recent. We know that in recent times, that the recent match that Nigeria did win that match. So Nigeria, I think they have equal wins. Nigeria 9 wins, Ivory Coast 9 wins. When it comes to draw, a lot of draws, 10 draws also. So I think it's on equal par with they are on equal par. So let's see who will take the day. Who will take the day at the end of the day? Who will win this final at the end of the day? Sport Bishop, are you ready with your prediction?
I'm ready. I'm ready, man.
So before your prediction, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Let's see what we have here. Hold on. Let's see what we have here. Sorry, please, guys. Okay, before the break, Sport Bishop, for those watching us, please kindly subscribe to Fancy Football. Go and read the article we have on the website, fancyfootball.com. We have a website, a sporting website, fancyfootball.com. So go there and read the article of these teams, of how these teams get to the final. We also have a video tomorrow up, a short video for the two teams. They're about 2 minutes video or 2 to 3 minutes video each for the two teams and how they got to the final. So welcome back to Fancy Football, and that's our European football show coming up after the AFCON. Hopefully, we will have that show. I think everything is all set for the show to go on from next week after the AFCON final. So we'll be back here. We'll not rest until we serve you as we used to do. Okay, your prediction in these finals, please, Sport Bishop.
I'm looking at my crystal ball.
And you want me to go for?
I see joy. I see pain.
Sport Bishop, do you want me to look at what the bookmakers are saying before you make your predictions?
Look at the book. Let's look at the bookmakers. Let's look at the bookmakers.
Let's go to the bookmakers.
Let's hear what they have to say.
Okay, for the bookmakers, they've given a Nigerian win 1-0. Hopefully, it will be a Nigerian win 1-0 for the bookmakers. And in terms of the match odds between Nigeria and Ivory Coast, Nigeria to lift the title 19-20. So Nigeria have more chance to lift that title. Now the Ivorians 10-11. So let's see what will happen at the end of the day. So the chances, it's almost 50-50 for either side, but Nigeria should edge that. So let's come back to the Sport Bishop. Sport Bishop. So tell me your prediction. I don't know how shiny your crystal ball is, but I hope
it's really shiny. The ball is shining. I see glory, and I see doom. I see joy, and I see pain. I see glory, and I see reproach. Somebody would have to smile, and somebody would have to cry. But fortunately for Nigerians, my crystal ball is smiling at you. The Super Eagles have been immaculate. They have been impeccable in this tournament. Like you need to say, they have only considered ones from open play that go by Wado in the first game against Equatorial Guinea.
yeah,
Since then, that
Eduardo
defense has
Salvador.
stood tall. Since then, that defense has stood tall. They have shown grit. They have shown glory. And now I can confirm to Nigerians that the trophy is coming home. Let us do it again, man. So I see the Super Eagles of Nigeria winning that game. I see the Super Eagles of Nigeria winning that game by just an odd goal, by goal to nil. They keep a clean sheet. Yet another clean sheet. I don't think the Equatorial Guinea, the Cote d'Ivoire team are that fantastic, and I don't think they've got enough firepower to get past Nigeria. It'll be a 1-0 victory for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And guess who's going to be scoring the goals for me?
Go ahead.
It has to be that man to end it. Victor Osimhen with a goal, and Nigeria will be back here in Abuja with the trophy. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to touch that trophy because it's coming home. It is coming home. Unfortunately for Cote d'Ivoire, this is where the cookie will crumble. This is where the story ends. This is where the fairy tale stops. The Super Eagles will soar high and will bring back the trophy by goal to nil.
That's a prediction from the sport. I don't have a prediction, so I will stay on the fence. I will stay on the fence. Yeah. So okay, that's how much we can bring to you on fancy football on the last match. Okay, okay, I didn't. Okay, so the so-called inconsequential match, the match that has no consequence for
Yeah.
me, between South Africa and DR Congo. In 1 minute, how do you think that will go, please?
I've got some South African blood in my system. I think the what they went through on social media and the internet, I thought loss against Nigeria was quite excruciating and quite painful. So I want something suiting. I want something suiting for them. I want something very suiting for them. So DR Congo are a very good team, of course, but I think the Bafana will just edge it out in this one. They win this game and they'll be crowned the bronze medal winners. I think they deserve something at least after their hard work against Nigeria. It will be sad for them to go back empty-handed. So the Bafana will get a result from this one and they'll go home with a bronze medal. And please don't ask me the score. I just closed my crystal ball.
No problem. I won't ask you the scoreline. The crystal ball is permitted to be closed. We don't want anything to contaminate that crystal ball at the moment. It's shiny
Absolutely.
and it's blooming, and we don't want anything to contaminate it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching Fancy Football to our viewers and our fans out there. This is the fans football channel. Fans first. For us, it's fans first. So
Absolutely.
I want you to subscribe. Yes, if you are watching us now, I want you to subscribe to this video. Kindly subscribe to this channel and watch this video. Like this video, please. Hopefully, I think I will appreciate what our viewers did on our reaction time. We will come here to react to the match.
Absolutely.
Win or lose on Sunday, we'll come here to react to that match. Anything that happened, we'll have to react. We'll have to look at how we did it and how we did not do it. Thank you once more for watching Fancy Football, and we'll see you on Sunday at the end of the finals. That should be towards going towards
Hopefully towards midnight. Yeah.
yes, hopefully towards midnight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Let's do it again. That's the mantra.